Hello and welcome back everyone to PKIdeas for another video. Today we are going to be doing the second round of the Road to Glory series. So before I get on with the games, I have to go back to my previous video and check out what you guys have actually said in terms of top comments. So let's do this right now, shall we? Here we are. Okay, so let's go on to the video and let's find out what you guys have actually said right now. Okay, loading the comments. Yep, here we are. So, Chilo Konglim has commented on The Grub, Do It. And Tuesday has commented on, for black, play the move order of 1 dot 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 a6, h6, knight f6, e6, bishop c5, knight c6, and castles. So, let's actually write that bit down, shall we? Okay, so in terms of white, Chilo Konglim, I will be playing the Grub, and in terms of black, Tuesday, since you haven't given me an actual opening, I'll have to try and stick to this move order as much as possible. So let's go on back to Chess 24 and start ourselves a 15-minute game. Alright, so here we are. The game is now loading, just wait until the board loads. Alright, so here we are back at Chess 24 and let's start a 15-minute game. I don't know what the hell happened before, but okay, here we are. The game is now loading. Okay, the board is now loaded. For some reason, I always worst this dude for a 1-minute game. There we go, we just won on time. I don't know why I had to play that game. I need a 15-minute game, thank you very much. Okay, let's just see what this gives us, shall we? I really don't want to burst another 1-minute game. Let's look at my rating. 1707. I don't want to play this. For f***'s sake.
6.5 hours later.
Okay, so hello and welcome back everyone to PKIdeas, and we've got a game, finally. So now, let's play. First move, a6. So let's see how this game is gonna go. a6. He started off with the first move, c4, planning to just play some kind of English. And I just play a6, and then he just plays g3, and I have to play the move h6. So Mr. Tuesday, this is for you. Just to tell this guy, I'm just gonna say that this is for a video series. Okay, so what's next? Knight to f6. Sure, I can play this. Okay, knight to c3, play e6. Okay, e3, bishop c5. Yep, and then knight to c6. What's the next move gonna be? Okay, so he just plays that. Just play the pawn to a3. And now I'm just gonna castle. And here we go, Tuesday. I have played all your moves that you wanted me to play. And now I'm just going to go on with the game. He just played b4, so that means that it's threatening my bishop to move back. So I can either move the bishop back to back along this diagonal, the f8 to a3 diagonal, or I can move it back along the a7 to b6 diagonal. So here what I think that he will play is that he'll probably play the c5 after I play bishop to b6. So I'll just tempt him for a little bit and play bishop to b6, because I can always play bishop to a7 if need be. Next thing that I'm doing is I'm planning to play d5. So let's see how he counteracts. Okay, here we go. With the pawn push, I play bishop to a7. Next move, planning to play either a5 or d5 straight away. Okay, excuse that. Castles. Okay, now let's play d5. Okay, so this game isn't going as bad as I thought it would be going. when I saw this move order, I was just like, oh no, oh, what have I done to myself by just creating this series and allowing you to play the moves? But you know what? It's going quite well. Let's just see how it's going. Okay, he takes the pawn, so his advantage is gone on the c file, and he's got this open diagonal over here, but my knight on c6 is preventing anything that his bishop can do. So okay, so if he unshadowed both bishops in this case, I can just play d5, and let's just see what he plays. The aim here is to just try and free up my bishop, which is actually in a shit position on a7. So try and maybe get it to b8 and maybe d6, I don't know. I mean, true, it takes 2 moves, but he can't really develop an attack in 2 moves straight away. So let's just see what he does. Okay, so he's thinking. Alrighty then. He's thinking of a plan to play. Let's see what he comes up with. Okay, so while he's thinking, let's take a short analysis of the position. The first thing that I like to do is when looking at a position is try and actually look at all the weak squares and all of the pieces and the piece placement of each of my pieces. So here in this position, as I've talked to before, the bishop on a7 is quite bad, and the bishop on c8 isn't really developed either. And if you look at weak squares, now what he's done is made a weak square on c4 for himself. So I can pretty much try and put a knight over there. So I'm not exactly sure what he's planning here, but let's see if I can better place that bishop on a7. Well, I don't think so, not at the moment, because my bishop is actually keeping tabs on this pawn on d4, and the pawn on so that just prevents him from playing e4 because of d takes e4, bishop takes, and then knight takes e4, winning a pawn. But let's see what we can play here. Something that doesn't compromise my position, I think, is what I should play in this current moment of time. Alrighty, let's just play b5. True, it's creating a weak square on c5, but I can easily play bishop to b7 and try and stop his threat of playing e5. And he's a premium member as well, so he's only a few rating points ahead of me in terms of the classical chess. Let's just see in terms of him. Okay, 1205 blitz score, and his classical is 1559. So he's not that bad. Let's just say that. Okay, yep, there we go. I waited for the pawn push, and the pawn push happened. Okay, so now if I try and take the pawn, I will be punished, absolutely punished. So what I'll do in this situation is try and... Okay, well, this could work. So I just take the pawn like this, and then if bishop takes, then I do knight takes, and if knight takes, I think I can just play knight to d5. And that kind of gives me some more time to develop my pieces. True, now that he can play the long-awaited knight to c5 and try and cause trouble for me, but I don't mind losing the bishop on a7 here. But that just gives him the double bishop advantage. But let's just see how things go. Let's just see. I mean, who knows? I'll be talking smack, and I might actually lose this game. And then that would mean that I would have to donate $5. So reminding you of that, always make sure to, every time that you watch the video, make sure to go down below. Please comment on the charity that you would like me to actually donate to. Because as of right now, there aren't necessarily any charities that have been commented on. So please go down there and write a comment about which charity to donate to, and for the next round also write which opening I should play. So in this game I've been playing the opening suggested by Tuesday. I'll put his comment right down below on the screen, and so yeah, I mean, let's just play. Okay, bishop to b7, pretty normal move. He plays rook to c1, attacking my knight. Play bishop to b7, defending my knight. Alrighty then. Yep, so as I was saying, Tuesday suggested this. The other opening will be suggested by Chilo Kong Lim, the other person who actually commented on this video. And I'll leave his opening to a surprise. Okay, so he played knight to c5, which isn't unprecedented. Okay, so let's just play normal, I think. Okay, bishop takes, and he takes the bishop that way. Okay, that's pretty interesting because now I can have, you know, some major threats down on the queen side. So let's just see. I mean, I thought that d takes c5 was pretty obvious, even though take towards the center is kind of a principle. But d takes c5, very very obvious. You know, it really relieves the open diagonals for this bishop over here. So I'm not sure what he was thinking there right now. Let's just play a5. Because remember, he can't really dislodge my knight from c6. And even if he tries to get a knight on e5, knight takes c6, and then bishop takes c6, he can't really dislodge my bishop from c6. And my knight on d5 is going to stay like a permanent asset on d5 because it's, you know, it's right in the center. It's causing havoc in the white camp. And also, it's also, you know, going towards that b4 square, which I'm obviously going to try and move forward next and trying to open up files along there. So, I don't know. I honestly didn't expect that he would take the piece with the b pawn, but let's just see what happens. Okay, so he plays the queen forward. Okay, good move, good move. So let's just think about what he's trying to play. He's just trying to get his rook down there. Okay. So let's actually play this. B4. Okay, A takes B4, and then A takes B4. Opening up the whole file for my rook. Okay, he plays the knight out, and he's trying to cause trouble. You know something? I think the best move in this case is just to move the queen forward by 1 square. And this just connects up my rooks, and my final piece of development is finally over, which means that I could concentrate on a bit of attacking chess. Maybe bring the rook down to a2, something like that. Okay, so he takes straight away. I'll obviously do pawn takes. I can't do anything else. So now you can see that we've both got pass pawns, but the pass pawn who has nothing in front of it is pretty much my pawn, because I can play my rook to a2 whenever I want to. I mean, if he plays rook to a1, this move I obviously can't, but that just spins the bishop, which means that I can keep on piling pressure on that bishop until it falls. So let's just see what's going to happen in this move. Okay, so he's really taking his time to think about the moves that he's going to play. Okay, I just turned my computer brightness up. Rook to e1. So let's see what he's trying to do here. I mean, nothing quite special. Nothing quite special. I think I might actually get the chance to attack that pawn, but my pawn is not that weak, but it's moderately weak in this position. Okay. You know what's a really really spicy square? That square on b3 is just looking to be invaded. Oh, I don't know. I mean, can I afford moving the knight out to a5? Probably do pawn push first. Maybe not. Okay, let's just bring down the rook down to a2, which is what we suggested before, and he doesn't really have any discovered attacks with that bishop over there. So, gonna be quite interesting, this one. I don't know why my computer brightness keeps on going down. Okay, so please do keep in mind that the round 1 analysis was less of a computer analysis, more of a computer analysis, but and a bit of my analysis. But this one is just 100% my analysis, because this game is just running while I am actually analyzing. Let me just double my rooks and see what he says. He's got the 2 bishop advantage, but it's not much of an advantage if one of those bishops is just blocked and can't really do anything. So let's just see what happens. Best port of call. Okay, so he plays there, which means that I can take. Could I take the liberty of trying to move out of the way? maybe I shouldn't because my pawn on b4 is still hanging. So I think here, I'm pretty certain that I could afford to just play b3. And let's see if he tries to attack b3. I mean, attacking b3 is completely possible. Okay, so he does rook takes first. Okay. Should I maintain the pin? That's the real question. Or should I just take with the pawn and let him deal with that? Alright, yeah, I think I should just take with the pawn because main reason here is that there's a simply beautiful tactic. So he just plays the rook to there thinking that I don't have anything, but I might actually have something in this position. Okay, he played the rook over. Let's just try to see if he actually knows what I'm going to do in this position. Queen to f5. Okay, so he plays the bishop out. Alright, so in this position he can't really take my piece straight away. So I think let's wreak some havoc a bit. Just go for that check. Let's just see how he actually blocks his position. Okay, so he just blocks with the queen. Okay, so this just means that I have to just move out of the way. And my pawn on d5 is on pre right now. So let's play queen to b3. Both defending my pawn on a2 as well as my pawn on d5. Alright, so we're kind of heading into the realm of, that 5-minute mark, so he should be moving faster right now. Okay, so he just placed the queen back. So what can I play in this situation just to annoy him a bit? Okay, so I think I should bring my pieces into play. Let's just play a rook to a3, double attacking his bishop. Okay, I think the best move here for him is actually to try and move the bishop back to b2. And I'll tell you my plan here. My plan is to just play a rook to a4, and maybe he might move the bishop out of the way again, and then afterwards I'm just going to play a rook to c4 and see what he plays. I mean, if he plays the bishop back to b2, then I obviously have rook to c2. But if, for example, he just plays rook to c1, maybe rook takes c3. If rook takes c3, then queen first. If queen takes c3, queen takes c3, then rook takes c3. So he would just play bishop to b2, like we expected. Let's play a rook to a4. Okay, so he just plays that, does he? Alrighty then, so should I go for a queen swap? The real answer to that question is maybe I should or shouldn't. I don't know, let me calculate this out for a sec. So queen takes, bishop takes, and I should play knight to a5 because I want to put my knight on b3. So he'll have to do bishop takes a5, rook takes a5, and he'll obviously try and get his bishop to try and go to b3. But obviously trying to swap those pieces off, or I can just play knight to a5 straight away. Yep, I think that's better. Play knight to a5 straight away. Okay, so he just moves that out of the way, huh? Okay, so he's pretty much given up in this position, to be honest. Let's just play queen takes, and then let me just play knight to b3. Knight to b3. If he plays bishop to a1, then I can just play knight takes d4. Yep, let's just go knight takes pawn, attacking his bishop on f3. And if all goes well, I just want a free pawn. And he can't really move the rook out of the way because I just play a1 queen. Okay, going pretty good. Okay, now he's reaching the 2-minute 30 mark, which means that he might be under a lot more pressure than he thinks. Okay, so bishop takes. Okay, yep, that's fine. Okay, so he just played that straight away. Let's play this. Okay, so now he's going to attack my rook. And here I'm just going to move my rook back, and I'm just going to pinch that pawn. Easy. Easy, easy, easy. Okay, so he just plays the bishop there. That's pretty strange, actually. I mean, he can't really take straight away, so I'm just going to push my pawn forward once. Okay, so he brings that king in, that nasty, nasty king. Okay, I'm just going to defend the pawn, and then take on c5. Okay, he moves the king up, rook takes. Okay, so he plays the bishop, no, the king to there, and I think he's mistaken this one. Okay, I think so. Okay, he takes. He fell for a simple tactic. Now he's going to take my pawn. I'm going to take his, and he's going to have a lot more trouble, defending both sides of the board, because here we see the principle of two weaknesses. We got two weaknesses in the board right here, and my king's just going forward to exploit that second weakness that I see. So it's just moving the king all the way back there. Okay, so he's moving that king forward all the way near my rook. Okay, so pawn push. Let's go pawn push as well. Okay, pawn takes, king takes. Okay, so rook over. Now let's just play the rook back here. Okay, so he just plays the king there. Yep, rook takes, and this, of course, is a simple game to win because I just go on queen, and if I want to, I can get another rook as well. So let's just see what he plays here. He should resign, but you never know. I mean, if he does resign, let's just talk again about where he actually all went wrong. I think where he went wrong in this game is that he took my c5 knight with my c5 bishop. When he played knight to c5, bishop takes c5, he took it with the pawn on the b file, and by doing so, not only did he open up the outside pass pawn for me, he also managed to create the principle of two weaknesses. He's got one weakness over here, and I also created another weakness over here by just doing the simple tactic of playing bishop to e4, king takes e4, and then rook takes c2. I mean, he fell for that. So okay, fine, I've had it, I guess. Now satisfy my curiosity. Sure, okay. So that would be for the first game. So that being said, guys, thank you very much. That was the first game. Now let's go on to the second game. Okay, let's come on, let's do this. Here we go. Here is another game. Yep, there we go. Let's play G4 to start off the grub. So usually what they do in the grub is just play D5 in this situation. But let's just see what he plays. 1492 Jur. Okay, yep, D5 played. Afterwards, bishop to G2. I'm expecting a bishop takes G4 right about now. Yep, there we go. We'll go for the C4. Okay, so he took that one. I'm just gonna take bishop takes b7, and his rook's gonna go really soon. So I think he made a bit of a mistake here. Yep. Free piece. Let's take it. I mean, if he obliges you, why not, eh? And then I'm expecting a bishop to d7 in this situation. So, yep, there we go. Bishop to d7. Now the question is whether I get really greedy and take that bishop on d7 or the bishop or the rook. So the real question is whether I get really greedy and take the rook on a8 or take the bishop on d7. So in terms of piece activity, we just have to look in terms of that. I mean, queen a4 here is an option as well. So probably I would shift towards doing bishop takes d7. Um, okay. So, yep. So let's try and do bishop takes d7. No, okay. I'm too greedy. I'm sorry. Let's go for that. And knight to f3. So, okay, he plays the bishop there. Let's bring this knight out. So here, before he decides to castle, I have to try and bring out the queen a4 check in this position, and try and win back this pawn. So that would be my plan in this situation. Okay, so yep, there we go. He is planning to go for the castling. Let's go for the check straight away. Now, keep in mind that the king has to move now that he's played e6. He can't play that bishop to d7 again. So, okay, he pushes the pawn forward. Expected. Okay, let's steal this pawn. Okay, so he plays the bishop out to d6. Let's actually focus pawn on g7 and see what actually happens in this situation. So he'll just, okay, so he goes there. Let's steal this pawn as well. Okay, so now I just play queen to g3, attacking his other bishop. Let's see what he plays. Okay, let's attack his bishop further. Yeah, now got that pawn on e4 because bishop takes c3, b takes c3, then bishop takes e4 was possible otherwise. Okay, so he plays the knight out. Now I just play the bishop to h6, and that just stops him from castling. Okay, so he plays the queen forward. Okay, let's go queenside castling. That just defends my pawn. Alrighty-o, then, let's actually play rook to g3, rook to g1, rook h1. The reason is if the bishop moves away, then I have queen takes g8, knight takes g8, rook takes g8, and then winning the queen on d8. So in the end, I just win a knight. So he can't really move the bishop out of the way. Next, if we are planning to force something, maybe play something like h4, h5, forcing the bishop to move out of the way. It's also possible. Now, if he plays something like king to d7, then I would obviously plan something like knight to e5. Okay, so he doesn't really want to lose his piece. I don't think anyone would. But the real question here is whether I can actually manage to play without whole piece. Okay, let's try doing that. Pawn push. Now the plan is to play just bishop to g5, then swap off the bishop and the knight, and then use my two knights and give him some sneaky little forks and see what happens. Okay, so he attacks me, then I just play king to b1. You know, freeing up the knight, freeing up that space. In this position, the space advantage is really important for me because he's got the two bishops and they're quite cramped here. So I'm going to use the maximum amount of space as possible, cramp up his pieces a bit more, and see what he does. Okay, so here another plan is just to play knight to e4, I think. Yep, so he moved the queen back. So let's play knight e4 because that d6 square is looking extremely suspicious. I can easily put a piece there. So why not? Let's try and put a piece there. Okay, so he plays the knight out and attacking my piece. So let's go the check first. And I'm not 100% sure, but maybe solving the queen off in this situation is a good idea. Or maybe it isn't. No, I don't really want to swap off the queen. So let's just play the queen here, sacrifice that pawn on f2, and try and play something like knight to d4, which could be quite interesting. And queen to c4 just stops knight to c3. Pretty basic, but pretty important. Alright, so he's down under the 9-minute mark in about 6 seconds. Okay, there we go. He plays a5. He's trying to bring up some kind of attack. But I have to try and go further with my own attack. So let's just push the h4 pawn, because what I'm planning to do is just to push that h5 and make him give up that rook. Okay, so if he does bishop takes d3 after my king moves away, that means that I can just take his rook. And if he takes my queen, I play knight takes bishop check, and I win his queen. Okay, so I don't really mind that situation. So let's play the king to a1, see what it plays. So I just took advantage of just one move. Okay, there we go. He takes care of that. Well, okay. That's fine. Although he is attacking over here. Um. Okay, let's just play it safe. Queen back. Okay, so he's going under the 7-minute mark. This game is just a game just full of pins. The knight here is pinned to the king. The bishop is pinned to the knight here is pinned to the king. The bishop here is pinned to the rook, and yeah. Okay, so the opponent has disconnected. 40 seconds to win. Let's just see. I'm up a whole rook, and let's see if I manage to win on time. Alrighty, 15 seconds. 14, 13, 12, 11, 10. And I think, yep, there we go. I just won that game. So unfortunately, there you have it. He just lost on time because he failed to reconnect. And now my rating is 1597. So you have two really well played games by me, I think. I mean, this was the grub suggested by Chila Kong Lim in the comments section, and the other one was suggested by Tuesday. So thank you for both those subscribers for commenting. So everyone watching this, please make sure to comment, like, share, subscribe as well. So at the very end of the series, as I said before, I would, for every game that I lose, I will be donating to a named charity of your choice. So make sure to press that subscribe button and write down the charity in any of the videos in this series. So make sure to do that. And for the next round, make sure to write down what openings I should play. One as white, one as black. And obviously, as white, I have much more freedom to choose. In this round, I chose the Grob. Well, I was forced to choose the Grob. And as black, luckily, the move order that Tuesday told me to play in the comment section actually managed to work out in this case, because the opponent didn't really play any moves that really contradicted the moves that Tuesday had suggested in the comment section. So with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed this round in the Road to Glory series, and I'll see you guys next time.